All right, so our next one is talking about properties of real numbers, which I've mentioned in some of the classes we've had, but we're going to go through them specifically today. So we have the commutative property. Most of these properties are for both addition and multiplication. I'm happy to talk about why subtraction and division is not included in these, but that's more of an in-class thing. You just got to ask me while we're in class. So commutative property, I just think CO, change order. So the CO, change order. And so what that means, maybe if I can write it without being interrupted there, that if I have A plus B, that is equal to B plus A. Or if I'm taking A times B, that's equal to B times A. A and B are just any numbers, any real numbers. All right, associative property. I have a cute little saying about that, but it's not effective unless you can see me do the hand gestures with it. But basically, it's all about the parentheses. So like if I have A plus B in parentheses and then plus C, that is equal to A plus parentheses B plus C. So we're just moving the parentheses, but when it's all addition, it doesn't hurt anything. Same with multiplication. If I do A times B and then times C, that is equal to A times B times C. Because we do the parentheses first and then multiply it times the number on the outside, but it'll give us the same answer either way. The additive identity is 0. So A plus 0 gives us A. It's an identity because it's like looking in a mirror. The 0 acts as the mirror. I see myself on the other side. For multiplication, that's multiplying by 1. So A times 1 equals A. So we're multiplying by the item that's going to give us ourselves in the end. Inverse property, that's the opposite. So for addition, that's negative. So adding the negative to where we get 0. For multiplication, that's the reciprocal. Right, so if I have A times 1 over A, I'm going to end up with 1. So what I'm trying to do is get to basically our identity number. Here, A plus a negative A gives us 0, and A times 1 over A gives us 1. All right, now these next two do not have an addition counterpart here because we have the word product, and product means multiplication. So 0 product property just means that when I take A times 0 or any number times 0, my answer is always 0. And any number times -1, because we're -1 product property, my answer is always negative A. So if I take something times -1, I'm just going to get a negative of that answer. Or I like to think of it as the opposite, because if A is negative, then I'm going to get the opposite value. All right, so let's go through these examples. What property is illustrated? Well, this one we're multiplying by 0, so that would be the 0 product property. Here I've got parentheses, and when I look closely, yep, the parentheses changed, right? I went from y plus 2.5 to 2.5 plus 28. Notice the order didn't change, and so that's a big deal. Associative property, so associative property, and you do need the OC, don't just abbreviate it after 3. The associative property is just changing the parentheses, not changing the order. And then here we are adding by 0 to get itself, and so that's the additive identity. And that's what it is. That's how we do those. So use your notes because you got that table there, right, to help you find what you're looking at. All right, so here we're going to simplify. technically, I'm going to do this the technical way by doing the commutative property and then into the associative. Yes, if we're just combining like terms, you can do what you just want to do and take 4 plus 8. But the reason we can take 4 plus 8 is first I'm going to do the commutative property and make it 7b plus 4 plus 8. So that was that commutative property. And then I'm going to do 7b plus, and then change my parentheses to 4 plus 8. That's the associative property, right? And so then I end up with an answer of 7b plus 12. And so that's my simplified version. Now, yes, like I said, most of us just go like terms and combine them together. But this is why you can do that, because commutative property allows us to change the order, and the associative property allows us to change where the parentheses are. All right, so here we want to simplify. What is probably what you want to do is just say, oh, y divided by y, go away. I just want to show you that basically what this is 6xy times 1 over y. So it's that multiplicative. And I probably spelled it wrong and I apologize. Multiplicative inverse. Right, because here's the y and this is the reciprocal of that y. And so then the y's become 1 and we're left with just 6x. So yes, we can do the cross up at the top, but this is why you can do it, because it's the multiplicative inverse. That's what we would use to make it to where our answer is just 6x. And that's our lesson for today, is just those properties. So if you got any questions, make sure to ask. Until next time, peace out.